Hey, we're taking a look here. You're going to notice on your screen one of the 2,000 or so Ironman finishers from over the weekend at the Ironman Texas up in the Woodlands. Familiar face, used to work here at Channel 13. That is former anchor Art Rascon holding up his medal. You're going to notice he's got two, not casts yet, but his wrists are all, they've got splints on them and they're all wrapped. What the heck happened? Well, we thought we would bring him on to talk about it. Art Rascon, Dad, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can hear you just fine. It's
Okay.
good to see Samika, and great to see you again, Jacob.
Yeah, Samika is here with me.
Hi.
I told her about this, and she said, "Wait, what? What the heck happened?" All right, so tell us first, and for those who maybe heard about us talking about it last week, but don't even know what the Ironman is, a triathlon where you swim 2.4 miles and then bike 112 miles and then run a marathon. So what happened? And we have some pictures to show while you're talking, but what happened during your experience? And maybe I start off by saying the swim went great.
Yeah, I had a great swim. I did it in my best time ever. I got on the bike portion of it. As you say, it's a 112-mile bike. I got on the bike and started going very well. It's really strong and moving well. And then about 8 miles into it, there were a crowd of bikes. I briefly looked to the left to gain my position. And once I looked back, there was no time to react, but there was one of these large 55-gallon plastic barrier barrels. And I just smashed into it and I just went flying.
Oh, no.
I just flipping through the air. And I landed very, very hard, got a lot of scrapes and bruises. I broke both wrists and didn't know that they were broken at the time. But just immediately when I was gathering myself and everything scattered, my bottles of water and Gatorade and everything else, but I looked at the bike just hoping and praying that the bike would be rideable.
He was worried about the bike.
He was worried, right? That was a takeaway.
Yeah.
That I got. He was worried. Okay.
And
so
it was because the bike was functional. I thought that's a miracle that it even can work. And so I got back on the bike, and when I put my wrist down on the handles, I just knew the left one was broken for sure. I wasn't sure about the right one, but I just thought in my mind, I've got to finish. And I just moved forward, and 108 miles more were left on that bike, and I was able to finish that, and then the marathon.
And then the marathon is just a line.
And wait, and just to be clear.
So here you go.
Right. To be clear, you got back up onto the bike.
Yes, and that was, there were thoughts running through my mind because I was in so much pain after the wreck that I thought, I can't continue. There's no way. I don't know how, those thoughts were passing through the mind. But then there was me trying to prevail over those thoughts saying, you know what, I've got to do it. I can do this. And we can do hard things. And so I got back on, yes.
And weren't you run over also while you were on the ground?
There was a big mark right over my calf because there were so many bikes, of course. And there was a big black streak mark across and I could only imagine that because I remember it being very painful and me probably getting run over, which that's what it looked like and felt like.
Yeah.
But I never saw a bike because it happened to run over me, but it happened so quickly.
Yeah.
It was a horrific experience. And I can just remember flying through the air thinking, no, I have so much more to go here. And I'm just grateful that grateful I was able to finish.
All I can think of like the Tour de France type thing where, if one person goes down, did other people go down? I mean, I have so many questions.
Yeah, you know what? No one else went down
Nice.
on that wreck. There were plenty of other bike wrecks, and there were damaged bikes on the side of the road and things like that. But on this particular, I wrecked all alone.
Oh, gosh.
I was the only one.
Oh no! Now, what it said? You've said it, but a lot of others have said it. That something like this is as much mental as it is physical. When was it mentally the hardest or the worst? I can imagine because we haven't talked, that much about step by step what it was like and what was going through your mind. When was it the worst mentally when you had the pain? I mean, was it during the bike? Was it later on in the run? I mean, because it must have still been throbbing. Because you went, I don't know, 6 hours after you broke your wrist. You were still in the race.
Yeah, the bike was, my total time on the bike was 6 hours and 30 minutes or 35 minutes or something. So I probably had about 6 hours, 15 minutes left on my bike with those two broken wrists.
Oh,
They were throbbing the entire time. Every bump in the road, I would literally cry out and just scream and say, no, it was so painful. But I just knew that I had to, and I wanted to finish. So mentally, I know that, in an Ironman, you have to overcome so many challenges, and the swim was difficult enough for me anyway, but overcoming those mental challenges, telling yourself that you can do more than what the body is telling you can do as well. I think that was critical. I recognize that, wow, the body is an amazing thing and you can do amazing things with it, and discovered what a blessing that is to be able to overcome those mental challenges and weaknesses of saying, no, it can't be done when it really can.
Yeah, I saw the picture at the what I think was the end of the race.
Can we look at the end? We have some pictures of the end. I'll pull them up full screen.
Yeah.
So this is right when he finished, and this is him, covering his.
Well, that was my question. So were you shedding tears?
It looks like you were crying. This is after you hugged Mom.
Yeah, I was crying.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an emotional thing to be able to finish.
Oh man.
Even when I look at these pictures, I get emotional about it because it was to go that long all day. I mean, this is what's considered the most difficult physical endurance one-day test in the entire sporting world, and it was just neat to be able to finish and say, okay, I did it, and here's the medal.
Yay.
That's great.
We're so proud of you. Also, Art, it's me. So I'm struck by the fact that you were, in tears because of, the endurance, and you finished the race and the emotion for that, and not because you had two broken wrists. But okay.
It was an emotional thing. I mean, physically, mentally, emotionally, it's such a trial. And I think it's more mental sometimes than it is physical. You really have to overcome some deep mental and dark times during that event, and especially, of course, if I'm riding that many miles with broken wrists. But to overcome and recognize that it can be done.
Now, at the end of the race, why don't you just tell us a little bit about how that went, because your mom was there and signed up as a volunteer so that she could be there, because you're not allowed the spectators in there to the finish unless you're a volunteer.
Right. And that was just such a special moment. It's something that just doesn't happen usually, but you have this special moment of my mother volunteering to be what's called a catcher, or someone who, when the runners come in and finish their final leg and they cross that finish line, she places the medal over the neck.
Oh.
And there I am, her son, and she's placing the medal over me, over my neck after I finish. And that was just such an incredible, special experience. Just a neat moment. That will never happen probably again, but it's just really, really special.
Oh, that's wonderful, Art. We're proud of
And
you.
that's why I hugged her. I shed some tears. I went to my wife and hugged her, and then of course my other children were there. Jacob was there. Some of his children were there, and it was just an awesome day. But this is what I'm walking away with.
Wow. Well, Art,
two broken wrists, but I feel great. I do, and I don't have any regrets. Things happen for a reason, and you get up and you push on and you move forward. I don't have any regrets, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
That's awesome. So proud of you. I feel like we heard you say that before you know, but that last time is when you were bitten by a snake and you headed into work. So I don't know.
Yeah, the copperhead snake bite. I remember my foot was about this big.
Yeah. Well, I'm so proud of you. I know your son is. He's been talking about you all morning, so we're so proud of you.
What's most awesome for me, and we'll end here in just a couple minutes, we have Bob Slovak coming on to do an awesome interview about the story that he did about the Guinness World Record holder for the longest serving radio host, who's right here in the Houston area. But I wanted just to quickly mention, for me, the most special moment may be that thinking about 2 years ago when Dad couldn't get out of bed, which was a really strange thing to see. But for weeks, you know, and he lost 15, 20 pounds or more
with COVID,
with COVID, pneumonia in both lungs, and had a breathing machine. And to see going from that and trying to walk around the block to this is very special.
I'll never forget those days. That was tough. It was very tough, but I'm just grateful that, you know, God has been able to bless me with health and strength, even though there have been some hurdles, but we get over them, we get through them. And another incredible blessing on all of this, and I'll quickly say this, is that being able to do it with 3 siblings and a brother-in-law.
Nice.
My sisters, Raquel, who is a 10-time Ironman, and Maria, and also Maria and Maggie. Those 3, we were all able to do it. And then Blair, the brother-in-law, we were able to do it together. It was an incredible experience. So I just learned so much from them. They're such an inspiration.
I think it's pretty cool too that your son is interviewing you on it. He has.
I know, that's awesome.
Right.
Love to have Jake there and interviewing me.
I know. He has some really deep insight, you know, that I'm learning some things, you know, in some of his questioning. So again, I'm so proud of you, Art. I probably will have to step away for a story real quick, but I wanted to mention real quickly that I'm very proud of you, and I have no idea how you did that. 2 broken wrists. But anyway, get well soon. You still look great. All is well, and I'm very proud of you.
It's some. We'll talk later. We'll talk soon. Dad, thank you for coming on, and have a wonderful day, hopefully of rest.